Alright, so here we are. There's Paulo's butt crack. Here we are, another pool job. 24 round liner change. It's already in there, and just cut the bottom out, cut it into fours, make it easy to get out. And we're gonna go ahead and start removing the top caps and everything, and get the rest of the liner out of there. And then we're gonna smooth out the bottom, get everything all set, and put in the new liner. Right here I'm forming a cove that goes all the way around the pool. With this pool, the track was showing all the way around, and that's not good because then the liner just rubs against the plastic, and that could have been part of the reason why the liner was tore where it was at the bottom. These are the hard to reach when they got a deck. Normally people they'll build their pools first and then put a deck on, but they don't realize once they put the deck on, if they make it too hard, you can't get to the pieces and get to it. But we have ways of getting to it.
You need a flathead over there? Oh, it's right here. Flathead.
I think there's a flathead right here. What we do is we take the coping off the top, so we get our wall hooks on. So Paulo is my brother-in-law from Portugal, so I try to bust on him when I can, like when he tried putting the wall hook over the old liner that we're supposed to take off. Got this off. We were hooking this on the whole way around, because that has to come out of there.
Yep. Yep. It's okay. It's okay. Is this where you hook your back end up?
Yeah.
Okay. I just gotta get you to leave.
Well, I still gotta take the skimmer out of here and stuff, so. What's going on the bloopers reel? In my country, we dig holes all day long.
Yeah, we do. Do you have the blade on you?
Gotta wait for him. And this also causes leaks when the gaskets are all rotted out and stuff like this. So that's gonna need a new gasket to go back on. What I'm doing now is tamping the cove down that I just made so that it's a nice gradual grade right into the pool, to the flat surface. Some of the little things you run into while doing liner changes and stuff is, like around here, the cove. I had to repair the cove going around because the track was showing, and you don't want the track showing. You want like a degree of angle coming down that holds pressure against the wall so the liner fits in there and makes a smooth drop to the flat bottom. And then also, you'll notice whoever put this pool on before, they really kinked up the top here pretty good. So we're gonna have to take a set of pliers and straighten some of these areas back out. You can see how it's totally bent in like this. It's supposed to be straight up and down. And you can see, you know, certain areas where it's all kinked up and everything. So there's a lot of ground prep and work that goes into just replacing a liner that people don't realize. And another thing is just getting the water out too. You don't want too much water in here. You don't want pools of water. You can have a little bit, but not too much. Like I got a couple more pools here, those 3 that I got to get out, and then the rest should start drying up and we should be good to go. Another thing you want to do, you also want to inspect the return and where the skimmer comes in. Make sure it's not rusted out too bad, and make sure that there's no cracks or anything like that. This is okay, that's just surface rust there. So it actually looks pretty good. Return looks okay. The gaskets will go in there and cover it up. So just another thing you should be looking for. Also, if the tape that they put on here, if that's coming up, you want to replace that because there's the bolts on here. You don't want them coming through and rubbing onto your liner. So just make sure you inspect everything before you go putting your liner back in, or you'll have another ripped liner. Another hazard is the wasp nests that are built around the pools that when you're taking it apart, You don't know they're there until you start taking it down. And that guy just got stung, and now he's putting mud on it. In his country, I guess that's what they do in Portugal. Right, Volo?
Yeah, but this was spills it, but that's how they do it in Saratoga.
What we did here was tape up the skimmer hole and started up the vacuum so we can start setting the liner. What you want to do, you want to pull the liner from each side. The three of you will, at least 3 people, will get in there and pull from a different angle and pull so that the bottom is completely flat so there's no wrinkles. Once you have that, the vacuum will finish sucking the liner to the bottom, and then you could start putting water in, and the water will hold the bottom down so you have no wrinkles. That's how you get all the wrinkles out of the bottom, and then the rest push out on the wall and you won't have any wrinkles at all. Once the liner's in and set, basically all you got left is putting everything back together.
And
All done?
yeah.
All right, we're all set.